some of y'all women gonna get mad at me today, so if you can't take constructive criticism, baby, keep on scrolling. Many of you women are not really what you think you're cracked up to be. Like, some of y'all are really not great people to be in relationships with. Y'all know I work with couples every single day, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a list of everything that I have to work through. First things first, quit coming into relationships trying to make a man secure your insecurities. That's your job. If you lack confidence, if you have low self-esteem, if there's still trauma that you're operating in, if you're self-critical, if you're judgmental when it comes to yourself, if you blame yourself, if you're still operating in guilt and trauma and everything else, baby, that's for you to handle, not him. Respect his space. Like, stop becoming so preoccupied and hyper aware of what a man has going on. As soon as you see his mood is off a little bit, you start becoming overwhelming. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Let me tell you how men are. A lot of men, when they are going through stuff, they may end up withdrawing or retreating because they're trying to figure it out.
That's absolutely true. A lot of guys, I know I do it. I'm always constantly thinking, and just because I get in my quiet mode, it does not mean I have anything against you. I might be in this mode for a good week, maybe two, depending on what's going on in my life. A lot of time in my mind, I'm just trying to figure it out, trying to dictate what my next move gonna be. And unfortunately, it throws a lot of women off when that happens, when they see that man doing that, especially in the beginning phase. The beginning phase, if you don't really know that man like that, and he just start kind of keeping to himself, don't take that as a red flag all the time. So that part right there, she's definitely speaking some truth. That happens all the time, ladies. So if you see that happen, you kind of dial it back a little bit and just kind of let things unfold. He'll come back around.
They're not always upset at you. Their moods are not changing just because of you. People go through things in a way that men are. They don't express themselves as much as we do as women. It's okay. Give that man some space. Oh yeah, the clinginess. Clinginess is cute to an extent, baby, but once you become codependent and you're always getting jealous whenever this person goes out, and you become anxious whenever they're not around you, you start blowing up their phones or they gonna hang out with their friends, that is problematic, and you're gonna push him away. As much.
Oh yeah, you're gonna push that man away, and you're gonna be by your god doggone self. The clinginess, man, like she said, it's cute in the beginning, but after a while, we gotta get on out here and do our thing, man. Don't need to be all up under you 24/7, 24/11. And that happens a lot in relationship. A lot of these women, they get mad, they start feeling insecure, they start blowing up your phone, they start accusing you of doing things when you really ain't out here doing stuff. Now, I know on the other side of things, there's a lot of women that's gonna sit here and say, well, I have been cheated on, and that is what happened when I was doing all the blowing up. Well, maybe that pushed them into it. Have you ever thought about that? Look, you cannot control people, all right? But what you can do is limit the behavior that you feel and that you're acknowledging that is bad for the entire relationship. You can't help how people move. You can give people the world, that don't mean that they're gonna absolutely treat you right in return. You can only work on yourself. This is only a video for self.
Much as many of you all don't want to believe it, it's absolutely okay for a man to admire another woman. As long as it is a quick look, boom, and he's not staring and he doesn't have a wandering eye and he's not impulsive and he's not a cheater. If he's all of those, baby, why are you with him in the first place? You're ignoring the red flags. You're settling. As long as that man is not window shopping or ordering off of the menu, relax. He has a visual appetite. If he sees a beautiful woman, it's okay to admire. Just like if you see a handsome man, you're going to admire him too. Relax.
I don't see a lot of situations where I think I've seen more women disrespect men in regards to what they like. Here's an example. They show it all the time when they listen to this music. They show it all the time when they're watching these music videos in front of family and friends and stuff like that. I've seen more women have their guys in the room and they'll see a music video and they'll say, "Oh, Usher fine," or "Oh, Trevante Rhodes," or whatever his name is. "Oh, he fine." But you'll never see men with their wives or girlfriends in the room and they say, "Man, she bad." No, I've seen way more women express how much a man looks good. And I don't care if it's entertainment or not, in a room with their man already sitting there as long as they got some backup. No woman is gonna sit there and say that if she ain't got no backup. If she in there by herself and there's 8 other guys up in there, she's not gonna be that one that kind of just throw the turkey out there. She's gonna have some women back up. And then I've heard women say, oh, he fine. Oh, but don't worry about it, baby. You fine too. You my baby. Men can't play like that. We could never play like that. Y'all only get us in person, and a lot of us really ain't being disrespectful in person like that. You're just overreacting because I'm looking.
Stop letting yourself go. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you need to stop doing everything that you did in the beginning. If you always kept your skin together, your nails together, your lashes together, your hair done, your body was waxed up at the beginning, keep that same energy. Hold your end of the relationship. Remember, visual. A man still has a visual appetite, and he loves what he sees, baby, because you're going to stimulate a whole lot more in him. Don't let yourself go because you secured the relationship. As much as you want to believe it, you're not always right. As much as you want to always be in control, you have to let some things go, baby. You cannot love a man the way you want to love him. If you study him, if you pay attention, if you actually listen, I guarantee you he would tell you how to love him.
You got to always study your partner. Men, you got to do that as well. This is vice versa. A lot of us jump into things and we feel like because we've been told how to love her that we're supposed to not have that extra voice in the back of our head and study your partner. It doesn't make you a creep. It just makes you someone who's aware of your partner. Like, you should know when your partner get hungry, or what time they brush their teeth in the morning, or what type of toothbrush or toothpaste do they use or they prefer. Do they want salt on their pasta or not? Those are little things that you should already know. If that man decides he wants to take a shower, do he want to use the red rag or the blue rag? You have to know these type of things. Those things are extra point, because when somebody ain't got to tell you, it always makes you good in their book.
You cannot limit the way you love him to a love language. That's why I hate the conversation of love languages. You can ask a man, what's your favorite love language? And he can say, oh, acts of service. And you think that's all you have to do to love him? No, baby, you got to study your man. Stop nagging him all the time. It's perfect. Okay, quit always expressing your dissatisfactions. If you see he's putting in efforts in other places, please uplift those efforts. Acknowledge him. Show that you appreciate that. If it's something like a pet peeve, baby, compromise. I know a lot of women have a hard time compromising. Baby, you got to find a middle ground. Sometimes it's just not worth you bringing up a dissatisfaction.
Uplifting efforts. I like when she said that. Many times we tend to get into a relationship and deal with other people or be with other folk, and we're so worried about the bad, and we think we're doing the relationship a service by attacking what we're not doing right. But we tend to lose sight of the fact that your partner's doing a lot of things right, and you're just not acknowledging that. And when people don't feel acknowledged, then they feel like that they're being punished. It's like children, or almost like dogs or whatever. You always stay pointing your finger and shaming somebody. You're not giving them no reward, no reassuring energy. Then what you can only expect the worst.
A lot of you all just be nagging. You're pushing that man away. It's okay. He's not always going to fit your idea. He's not always going to satisfy you in every area. Baby, I promise you, every trait that you may have on your beautiful checkoff list, he may not measure up to every single one of them. That's why you have to be selective. But stop nagging all the time. You can't read minds and you can't predict the future. So stop trying to interpret things and stop trying to jump to conclusions. Baby, it's not healthy. It's a distorted way of thinking, and it will kill your relationship. Being independent is okay, but why do you have to be so independent that you're unreceptive? Men love to be needed. If you're so independent that you won't even allow him to help, what is he there for? Stop involving everybody in your relationship. I don't care if it's friends or family. They have no place to be in your relationship. So stop involving them. Their opinions do not matter. Their advice does not matter. They are not the person that you were sleeping with. Relax. You think you're doing something when you're comparing your man to everybody else. You're comparing your man to your best friend's husband, and yada, yada, yada. And now he's pretending to be something that he's not. That's very uncomfortable for a man. Baby, constructive criticism and destructive criticism are real things. If you're always criticizing, you're going to push him away, and he's going to end up faking things, and that's going to make him unhappy, and then the intimacy is going to decline. And whose fault is that going to be? Yeah, because you were comparing. Many of you ladies are not the inspiration that you think that you are. I'm sorry to break it to you. If you're always operating in your comfort zone and you refuse to take risks and you lack intellectual intimacy, you don't go out there and try to learn new things, baby, you're not reaching new opportunities, you're always low in your confidence, you're not really inspiring this person. If this person is trying to grow, and you want to stay and you want to be on social media or on your phone and everybody else's business, and you're not really doing anything to add to his fruition, baby, eventually he's going to grow without you.
That is absolutely true as well. People think because they got the person, they got the man, they got the woman, they feel like their spot is secured, especially if they're great people. You could be good, you could be loyal. People think that being loyal is enough. And being loyal ain't always enough. It's never enough. There's always room to grow. So if you go into something, it's almost like a job. It's almost like, it's like school. You have to challenge yourself. If you're not challenging yourself in a relationship, trying to discover new things about yourself and what you can add on and bring to the table or bring to the relationship, then what are you really doing? You're just being stagnant, just sitting there, and somebody's going to outgrow somebody, man or woman, does not matter. Somebody's going to outgrow somebody, and that's a bad trait to have. So always try to seek. You always on your phone. If you look at your phone watch time and how many times you don't use your phone throughout the week, I bet you it's past the roof, through the roofs. Well, you can add some of them hours and energy into your relationship, but people don't think about it like that. They too busy looking at everybody else's downfalls and upgrades and stuff like that, and you're not working on your own tribe. Work on your own tribe, people.
Pessimism. Stop being negative all the time. Communication. Learn to listen. Validate their experiences. Don't interrupt. You know what? The list can go on. Just work on your communication, baby, okay? Now, I know some of y'all gonna get to the end of this video and be like, Look, if you want a healthier relationship, start taking criticism. Take each piece if it applies and let it apply. If it doesn't, then go on about your business. But if you want a healthier relationship, if you're dating, if you're a girlfriend, if you're a wife, whatever it may be, you want a healthy relationship, baby, take the criticism as constructive. Take it as a learning tool. Use it and change.
The last part was Bible, a nail in the coffin. I feel like, especially on the woman side of things, constructive criticism in general, especially constructive, is one of the key components to a failed relationship on a woman chick's behalf. I don't have to get into the whole thing that they're more emotional and all that. Y'all already know. We don't have to bring up no scientists to do that. Y'all already know this. Even when y'all talking amongst yourselves and when y'all trying to plead y'all case, y'all not men and men are not y'all. Okay. But I will say this: a lot of women, a lot of chicks, they take constructive criticism as a stab. You know, they feel like that you're abusing them or you're mistreating them because their feelings are hurt. And I always tell people, because you feel does not give you an excuse at all. You can feel the way you want to feel, but that does not validate validate your case, what you're trying to make. The whole point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to give you constructive criticism so it can help our relationship grow, build, and evolve. And a lot of y'all shut out. Y'all go blank, and you continue those things days after day, week after week, months after months, years after years. Then eventually that's going to turn into a very dysfunctional relationship, and then y'all probably not going to end up talking no more. A lot of times, you know, when guys are already quiet, and when they use their mouths, especially the ones that don't talk a lot, and they use it for constructive criticism, and they're only trying to help you grow or help the relationship grow, you should take that as a blessing. But that's something that you have to work on within yourself. You know, it's crazy how people can take constructive criticism from their friend, they can take it from their mom or their dad, but they can't take it from someone who they're sleeping with, swapping fluids with. And I think that's very important. Even though you know that person may not be around all the time, but your mom might not be around all the time. She might do something grimy, you don't want to deal with it no more. But in your mind, you're probably thinking, a lot of y'all probably thinking, well, my mom could never do anything so bad that I'm gonna stop talking to her. Well, that's kind of like how you got to look into your relationship. A lot of people go into it like, well, this is something that I'm trying out, or I'm with this person right now, who knows what the future is gonna hold. And that right there already is kind of counting you out. So you're probably not gonna be open to a lot of things that's being brought to your table, because you're already having an extra voice in your head that is fighting off your future. You know, you're fighting off a lot of things that can help you grow. And unfortunately, a lot of people only learn when they get left alone. That's what it is. What y'all think about it? What are y'all thoughts about this? Holla at me. Throw away this apple right here real quick. But she was spitting those. Follow her, man. Kitty J Rose, or follow her, bro. Man, y'all follow her, cause she be spitting. Yes, sir. Yeah, I think her name is Kitty J Rose. Holla at her.